Technique 48, explain everything. Here's another winter classic. I asked my old man if I could go ice skating on the lake. He told me, wait till it gets warmer. As soon as you enter your classroom, you have to remember that there are two things to do with your emotions. And the first is to modulate them. School is a laboratory for students. They need to be able to figure out how to behave without seeing you explode. You should expect almost anything. So act as if you expect it and have a plan to deal with it. Students need to know the logic behind the rules and expectations that you've designed for your classroom. They need to know that these rules and expectations are for their betterment. They need to understand that group success depends on everyone's participation. In order for students to get these aspects of the big picture, teachers need to deliberately make their expectations clear, rational, and logical. The very best explain everything teachers constantly remind students why they do what they do and ground their explanations in the mission. This will help you in the future. This will help you to understand the next topic. This will help you to put things together, right? If there's a pace that needs to be maintained in order to achieve the day's objectives, the Explain Everything teacher tells their students, I'd love to spend more time talking about this, but there's a lot that we've got to do. The teacher couches conversations about misbehavior in language that explains to students why it matters and how one action or behavior affects another. In this way, students understand the logic behind decision-making and will be more likely to both believe that the systems are in their best interests and make rational choices on their own. Consider the example of a third grader asking whether he can go to the nurse. Before answering, an Explain Everything teacher might ask the student to consider the logic of the situation. They might say, do you understand that if you go to the nurse, you're not going to participate when we have recess? The student acknowledges that his decision will affect the rest of his day. If he's too sick to learn, then he is obviously too sick to play. And then the teacher can grant him permission to go to the nurse. Or maybe you see hands in the air, a little too eagerly up in the air. The teacher might say, please put your hands down. I know that you all have questions, and I love it when you say intelligent things, but we have a lot to do right now, and there's just not enough time to talk about all of these questions. We still need to read our story and do workshop. In a classroom like this, the rationale behind decisions made in students' interests and the way that adults think on behalf of children is suddenly made clear. Effectively carrying out the Explain Everything technique happens in one of two situations. The first is in a calm moment, well in advance of behavior that needs fixing. So it might sound something like this. When I ask for your attention, I'm going to expect it from every one of you every time. That way, I can be sure you know everything you need to know to be successful and happy in my class. Or else after fixing has resulted in the meeting of expectations, which might sound something like, thank you. The reason I need you to be all the way silent like this is because I know that I function best when I know what to do, how to do it, and why I am doing it. And I think students are exactly the same way.